So now I thought I'd actually try the grinder and see how it works with beans. So here we have a pack of a well-known Swedish brand of beans, and yeah, this is 500 grams as I thought. So I'm gonna put it in this container first, and then we're gonna try to measure up the 200 grams that it says that the grinder can take, and we'll see. Well, first off, you can actually smell that coffee beans smell a lot better than your filtered coffee. So, here we have 500 grams. Let's take the scale. Zero it out. So, as you can see, it's set to grams, and the grinder says on the box that it can take 200 grams. So I thought we'd fill it up to 200 grams and see how it works. Okay, well, that's a lot more than I thought actually, 200 grams. Well, let's put the lid on this one. I mean, that's a tip too, if you have beans, try to keep them in a closed container. Now let's take the grinder itself and see if... So you're actually supposed to be able to fit. Okay, well, let's see. And I checked an additional time. There is no markings in here how high you can actually have the beans. So the 200 grams, you actually have to measure it up. But let's see if we can get it in there. This is also one of those, how are you supposed to easily, if I start pouring now, it's going to pour on the side, I'm guessing. Maybe not. Whoops. Oh, so now I understand why there's no markings, because you don't actually need any. You basically fill this container up. I mean, this is exactly 200 grams minus like 3 beans. So, and you can see it's right up there. Now the question is if you can close the lid. I remember I said in the unboxing, I wondered what this thing is here, and there's actually a hole here. So it's just, you're easier able to align it with. Easier, he said. Now it's going to, let's see. Exactly. So you basically fill it up to the side there, and this is the 200 grams. That's a decent amount of coffee, though. You're not going to be having to fill this up every day. And that's also a thing. Let's see how long it will last. But I've not said it. It says here that I do filtered coffee, and it says that the grinding level 2 to 13 is filtered coffee, and I put it on 7. I don't know, maybe it's on 5 actually. So I'm going to try that. Now let's see. So I set it to 8 cups. It's going to grind 8 cups. I've set it to number 5 here. Since filtered coffee is 2 to 13, I just thought we'll see how it does on 5. You never know. And that's the thing, I think, when you buy one of these, you have to try it out a couple of times, but let's see now. Just put it there, and you're supposed to always be able to push this button every time, the on-off button, every time you want to make coffee, like in the morning. So let's try. Okay, so, and we can actually make a test here. I have a list here on the wall that I made up, basically how many grams I use for different amounts of coffee. So on 8 cups it says 52 grams of beans. And I'm assuming that if I measure these, it should be, I mean, the weight should be the same. Let's see now. Okay, so here we got your, this, maybe, let's see. Let's put it on the scale. Let's see. 49 grams when I put it on 8 cups. And on my chart here, 45 grams is 7 cups, 52 is 8 cups. So it's right there in between. And So that's probably a very good assessment of 8 cups of coffee. So I'd say it's spot on actually on, I mean, and it's also, if you say 8 cups, I mean, then it also depends how strong do you want your coffee. As I said on the list, it said 52 grams. And today I'd say when I just use your regular filtered coffee, I usually use 6 cups or 6 scoops of filtered coffee for 8 cups. So this is basically on par with that, and just by setting it to 8 cups. So it's pretty accurate. And if you want it stronger, I mean, you just have to go up the cup size. And how is the grind level then? On level 5, I'd say it's exactly what I thought it would be on 5. Maybe then I would actually go down to maybe 4, I'd say. This is totally nice, but I'd probably go down a little bit. But I'm guessing that's just that's a review of how it works, and it works really fine. And if you look here in the container, then once you've shaken it out a little bit, there's not that much residue here. And you just use your brush that you got, because you're not going to be, it's just stuck there. It's always like that on plastic containers with coffee machines and on the lid here. But it's not terrible. And I remember reading or seeing on reviews that it had a lot of spillage out of the back hole here, but I can't say that there is. So I'm pleased with it so far. So I'm guessing that's just I'm gonna call it review of it. So, and also maybe we should take a look here over at the grinder to see first off how much beans did we actually how many did we lose. So this was totally full up to the side, and this is, as I said, around 50 grams of grinded beans. That equates to about 8 cups. So you're going to be able to, once you fill it, as you saw, the filling process wasn't that good, but maybe you could use something else to measure. And I could have used like something to measure milk and things in, because it has a little thing on the edge there that makes it easier to pour. So that could be a thing. But it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, if you count on that you're using 50 grams of beans and it's 200 grams, you should be able to use it for 4 days. And you can see down here, there's not a lot of spillage here. There's some. So now let's put the lid back on. So if you make around 8 cups a day, you should be able to use it for like 4 days, maybe even more, depending on how much coffee you use. So there's not a lot of coffee here. Let's see on the bottom here. Yeah, there's nothing really. It's so, I mean, and some spillage is going to be because it's coming from, I can feel here. Oh, so here you have, here you have some leftovers. So if I were to do this, let's see. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, and that's not coming out until the next time you brew or grind your beans. So this is totally acceptable since it's actually stayed in the machine. So it's not, this is more than, as you saw before, it was just a little bit of spillage. And this is what's left in the hole, and that's not terrible. And as long as it doesn't actually get out of there, I mean, it's good. I mean, it would have been worse if once you pulled the container out, all this coffee fell out. And that's what I've seen in reviews. So maybe it's a technique on how you pull it out. I don't know, but I'm satisfied for now. And well, we'll see later on how, if I have to make a new video if I have some complaints on it. But for now, I mean, for the 42 euros, totally good grinder. It was really quiet too. Maybe in the video it sounds a lot harsher, but I wouldn't be bothered by using this in the morning at 7 o'clock. I don't think my neighbors would either. Compared to the other one I had, the Wilfa one, this is a lot quieter. Is it better? It's as good, but it's like half the size, I think. I'll put a picture in here right now how the Wilfa one looks, so you understand. And that's a lot. It's not as quiet, and it was a lot bigger, and I wouldn't say it does the job better. So, all in all, I'm really impressed by it. And well, that's all for now. Bye.